Now we'll see the trial in the court of justice. So this scene is set in the court of justice in Venice, and who enters? The Duke, the Magnificos, Antonio, Bassanio, Gratiano, Celerio, and others. Now we see that the Duke starts with apologizing to Antonio, and he says, "What, is Antonio here?" And Antonio replies, "Yes, I am ready, your grace." Your graces means he is addressing the Duke. The Duke says, "I am sorry for thee, thou art come to answer a stony adversary, an inhuman wretch, incapable of pity, void and empty from any dram of mercy." Means here we see that the Duke starts with apologizing to Antonio. This shows that the Duke is on Antonio's side. He says Antonio has to face a very cruel kind of adversary. What is the word that is he uses? Stony adversary. This is being used for Shylock. Stony here means stubborn as a rock, as hard as a rock, without pity or sympathy. Means Shylock is completely empty of any mercy, and he shows sympathy towards Antonio. He means the Duke. And Antonio knows that the Duke has made all efforts to soften Shylock and request him to be sympathetic to Antonio, but all his efforts have failed. So Antonio says, "I have heard your grace has taken great pains to qualify his rigorous course, but since he stands obdurate," obdurate means he stands as hard, he is being as obstinate, stubborn, and that no lawful means can carry me out of his envy's reach, I do oppose my patience to his fury, and I am armed to suffer with the quietness of spirit the very tyranny and rage of his. So Antonio tells the Duke that, "I know you have made so many efforts, but Shylock is very adamant. So finally, I'll meet all the circumstances with calmness. I will accept the decision of the court, and I will meet Shylock's anger with patience." He says that they tell me you have done everything you can to change Shylock's mind, but since he remains stubborn and there is no legal way to protect me from his malice, so I am ready to suffer peacefully whatever Shylock does to me in his cruelty and anger. And then the Duke asks one of them to go and call the Jew, that is Shylock, and he says, "Go one and call the Jew into the court." But we see that the Jew is ready at the door, and Celerio says, "He comes, my lord," and we see Shylock entering the court. When Shylock enters the court, Duke says that, "Make room, for he can stand in front of me." Shylock, everyone including me thinks that you are just pretending to be cruel. Means I agree with the view that you are pretending to be cruel. I expect that ultimately you are going to show mercy and pity, even though you are here to collect your penalty. So what does he say? Shylock, "The world thinks, and I think so too, that thou but leadest this fashion of thy malice to the last hour of act. that finally you are going to be sympathetic. You are just pretending to be selfish. And then 'tis thought thou'll show thy mercy and remorse more strange than is thy strange apparent cruelty. And where thou now exitest the penalty, which is a pound of the poor merchant's flesh, thou wilt not only lose the forfeiture, means I know you are going to forgive Antonio, but touched with human gentleness and love, means you will show gentleness and love towards Antonio. Forgive a moiety of the principal. Not only will you forgive Antonio and break the bond, but also forgive a portion of the principal amount of the loan which you lended to him. Glancing an eye of pity on his losses, you must be very sympathetic about the losses which Antonio has recently faced, that have of late so huddled on his back, and now to press a royal merchant down and pluck commiseration of his state from brassy bosoms and rough hearts of flint, from stubborn Turks and Tartars. Means the condition of Antonio is so pitiful that even the Turks and Tartars who are known for being stubborn, even they would keep a soft heart seeing his condition. Never trained to offices of tender courtesy, we'll all expect a gentle answer due. So we are expecting a very gentle answer from you. But what Shylock says is, I have possessed your grace of what I purpose, and by our holy Sabbath have I sworn to have the due and forfeit of my fate. But Shylock is adamant, and he says that I have told you what I intend to do, and I have taken the oath by the holy Sabbath. Holy Sabbath is the holy book of the Jews, to seek the penalty that is due according to your contract. So I'll stick to the bond, Shylock is telling the Duke. And in case you refuse to allow me to do so, then your city's charter, means all the commerce and its freedom, shall be in danger. So Shylock is threatening to endanger the commerce of Venice. You are going to ask me why I would rather have a pound of decayed flesh than 3,000 ducats, but I won't answer that, simply because I don't feel like giving any answer to your question.